Season 2 of Tower of God is kinda, well...
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
You don't need me to tell you that Season 2 of Tower of God is off to a rough start. Animation compared to 7 deadly frames, pacing issues, and cut content has ruined Season 2 in the eyes of many viewers. So, after a fairly successful first season, what went wrong with Season 2? In this video, I'll try to explain just that and more as we look back over the Tower of God anime as a whole. During the spring 2020 anime season, Telecom Animation Film released Tower of God. Earlier, I said that it had a fairly successful first season, and I say this because the reviews were mixed, but mostly positive from what I've seen, and Season 1 is currently sitting at a 7.56 on my anime list. As I was browsing various sites like Reddit and my anime list for Season 1 reviews and discussions, I noticed that there was a bit of a disconnect between anime-only viewers and manhwa readers. No real surprise there, as this is often the case with anime. But I saw that a good portion of anime-only viewers loved the first season, which led them to eventually start the manhwa. On the flip side of that, manhwa readers, for the most part, were not entirely pleased with the season. The biggest reason for this in my eyes was the pacing. We'll talk about the animation in the next section. For Season 1, 79 chapters were covered in 13 episodes, which is insane to think about. Because of this, Telecom Animation Film had to figure out a way to make the anime flow while fitting in all of this content. A pretty tough ask, but the only way to fit 79 chapters in 13 episodes is to cut content. A common complaint that I see for Season 1 is a lack of information provided towards the power system, the tower, and just the world itself. The manhwa, on the other hand, did provide some insights towards these things in the beginning. Another thing the anime cut out were specific character lines and interactions that would have added depth and development. The biggest example being Endorsi and Anak. I hope I said both their names right. Several scenes involving Bam and Endorsi were cut, which affected her character development. And there were some anime-only changes to Anak's character, such as her crying after hearing of Bam's death, which would have been completely out of character for her at the time. I remember seeing a lot of comments on Bam being bland, that's kind of hard to say, as an MC. So these lines could have boosted his character in the eyes of viewers. All in all, the season concluded and there was a lot of anticipation for the next season. But this next season did not live up to the hype. What went wrong? After Telecom Animation Film dropped Tower of God due to obtaining the rights for a 7 Deadly Sins sequel, there were questions on which studio would pick up the mantle for Season 2. That was until Answer Studio was selected to animate the season. Now, I don't want to make it seem like I'm placing all the blame on Answer Studio. Let's give them some grace. They're typically a support studio, meaning that they join on with other studios on projects to assist with animation and production. I also believe that this is their first seasonal anime and their first solo project in about 10 years. And given the timing between the announcement of them picking up Season 2 and the release date of the season, they likely only had about 18 months to animate with a lower budget. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. The animation sucks, putting it lightly, and I'm not talking about the art style here. Answer Studio has stated in a few interviews that they wanted to recreate the art style from the manhwa, and I think they did just that. Style-wise, it definitely matches the manhwa, but I don't know, it just lacks a certain charm. It looks a bit generic. But hey, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the animation has been slightly improving since the first couple of episodes. Well, besides episode 8. I don't know though, maybe that's just cope. One more thing that stacked against Answer Studio was the narrative position where Season 1 left off. We go from seeing fan favorite characters from the first season like Kun and Rat, to now a whole new cast of characters and a whole lot of exposition to go through.
Who are you people?
Not a great position to be in, but I don't think we should give up on Answer Studio just yet. The season is slated for 24 episodes, so let's give them some time to cook. With 600 chapters to go through, it's likely that the full story will never be animated. So, if you're enjoying the story of Tower of God and you're an anime only, I would recommend reading the manhwa and starting from the beginning just so that you can get the full experience. A combination of scheduling and production issues, a studio change, and a lower budget, amongst other things, has led to a weak Season 2 start for Tower of God. But it's only up from here. Thank y'all for watching.